Doctor, we are live now.
Yeah, okay. So, good evening, everybody. On behalf of Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association, it's my proud privilege to present Meet the Legend, a special webinar honoring pioneers who transformed eye care through passion and purpose.
Madam, slideshow. You can go to slideshow.
Okay. Discover their journey, insights, and legacy. On this second edition of Meet the Legend, we are privileged to feature Dr. Madhu Bhadauria, Director, RAU Sitapur Eye Hospital, a beacon of compassion, vision, and service, leadership, and social impact in eye care. Join us as we celebrate our inspiring journey that continues to touch countless lives. So before we go on to the actual presentation, I'd like to introduce our esteemed panel, Dr. Prema Padmanabhan. I think everybody nationally, internationally knows about her. She's a consultant and head of the department, Cornea, Refractive and Cataract at Shankar Nethralaya. She has been in Shankar Nethralaya for more than 45 years. And I'm privileged to be one of her students. And she's probably one of the finest hands, excellent researcher, and she's got several recognitions and orations like Rastam Ranji Oration, Dr. John's Oration, Tibarwala Oration, and Dr. Narendra Swarup Memorial Oration, and so on. And she's received several Best Paper Awards and also has several publications to her credit. So I welcome Dr. Prema Padmanabhan for this Meet the Legends webinar. Next, we go on to Dr. Shanta, who is also consultant glaucoma at Shankar Nethralaya. She did a diploma at Joseph Eye Hospital and also DNB at Vellore. She had special training in glaucoma, and her area of expertise is pediatric glaucoma. She has received several awards like Lieutenant Sharma Gold Medal Award, IGU Gold Award, and various Best Paper Awards. She's also an intense researcher and also comes from Shankar Nethralaya, and she's been there for more than 20 years. Welcome, Dr. Shanta. Now we'll go on to a little bit of introduction about Dr. Madhu Bhadauria. A journey of compassion, leadership, and social impact. So her formal education and training we'll be talking about. She's an alumnus of KGMC Lucknow and a fellow of Shankar Nethralaya, Chennai. She served in the Army Medical Corps for 25 years in prestigious institutions like Army Hospital, Delhi, and AFMC Pune. Served in Operation Parakram and Vijay before and after Kargil War. She has conducted mega eye camps while in Army for ex-servicemen and undeserved areas. Took premature retirement from Army Medical Corps in 2009 and immediately joined Sitapur Eye Hospital as it was on the verge of closure. So she was supported by Colonel R.S. Bhadauria, who transformed the sick unit at Sitapur to a blooming super specialty eye hospital. She has provided highest grade of quality and quantity services for all. The hospital provides free comprehensive eye care and operations to people spread over 10 districts of UP at their doorstep by outreach and door-to-door service delivery model. Annually, they do 35,000 eye operations, and out of which 70% are free of cost. She has presented in numerous forums like AOS, GSI, AAO, and RO, and World Glaucoma Conference. She's been a part of many state and specialty conferences as chair and speaker. She's also a PG teacher and examiner. She's published in indexed national and international journals along with more than a dozen book chapters in various books of glaucoma. Presently, Sitapur, which was a sick hospital, has now become the Regional Institute of Ophthalmology, and she adds 15 MS ophthalmology seats, bachelor in optometry courses, ophthalmic assistant courses. It's a super specialty fellowship in ophthalmology and optometry, and making it an educational hub for ophthalmology education, training, and research. Sitapur Eye Hospital has been awarded SN Shah Women Award, Dharmase Nancy Award, Lotus Award from Vision 2020, ICICI Lombard Healthcare Award for Best Hospital in the country, Ayushman Bharat Special Appreciation Award due to exemplary performance during COVID times, and Veer Nari Saman Award and other numerous awards, thanks to Dr. Madhu Bhadauria. Awards to Dr. Madhu Bhadauria has recently awarded Dr. Namperumal Swamy Endowment Lecture Award from AOS in 2023, Lead Women in Ophthalmology Vision 2020 in India, and Dr. Venkateswamy Oration in 2025 from Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association. And she's been referred by Professor M.K. Mehra as Savior of Sitapur Eye Hospital. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us for this wonderful webinar where you're going to be an inspiration for many of us. Thank you. I'm stopping my sharing. We'll go on to the main speaker. Ma'am,
So, thank you, Sujata, and thank you, TNOA, and all its members, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, Dr. Madhuban, Dr. Chandrasekhar, Dr. Ram Gopal, and my two very, very dear, I do not say what to say, mentor, friends, or whatever the panels. So, let me first thank the land of Tamil Nadu. I was just wondering that truly I found the meaning of ophthalmology, the worthwhile meaning of ophthalmology. That was in Shankar Netralaya in Tamil Nadu. And I've been immensely helped by another hospital, is Arvind Eye Hospital System. So I think this land is really a place that really is a home for people who not only do for Tamil Nadu, kind of they really help people maybe across the boundaries. So with that, I'll start my presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
So share. So somewhere down the line, this is the way I feel about my life. Just keep this picture in mind, and then in the end, I probably will understand what it really means. So mine is a story with a bit of twist. I was born by accident to very old parents. And then I'll talk about my childhood and education, my adventures in army, Sitapur saga, and God is really kind. So if you look at this picture, this kind of a landscape, this to me looks like landscape of my life. There are mountains, there are dunes, and there is a river. This is high in the uh, just below the base camp of Siachen Glacier. So probably that is the turbulent kind of a life I've lived. And like these little bushes, I've survived somehow or the other. And the whole world has gone around to help me. The universe has conspired. So truly, I've spent my first 10 years of life in a village, totally secluded, away from the anything at all, including friends, anything, except my family. And my favorite hobby was to dream and go in time and space because there wasn't really anything else to do. I didn't know about the world. Then I moved to a small district headquarters to my maternal uncle's place and I did my 12th from there. I was best in my maths, the 100%er, and physics. But being a girl, I was told to join the medicine. So I joined King George's Medical College. And I was as lost as you can see in this picture because honestly, the language was a huge barrier. I went from pure Hindi and they were pure Britishers, like that kind of a hospital. So 1, 2 years, I was in a truly a daze. But then I think I was greatly influenced by Dr. Mehra, who was my teacher. And I passed MS with a gold medal. I topped the course. So then the person I married, the man in my life, is absolutely opposite me. But we have hung on together, we have stayed together, we have worked together. And truly that's been challenging and that's been very supporting. When I got married, I was very happy. Nice movies, clubs, good dinner, and everything. But for a professional, that kind of happiness doesn't keep you really this thing. So there was kind of professional restlessness after getting married. 6 months or so, I had a really great time. I missed that time in my life. So then to my rescue came Dr. Dhanda and Mrs. Kalevar. These are the younger picture. She's now old, but she rescued me and she kind of took me for 4 or 5 months to teach me cataract and keratoplasties. And that was again a very good time. And then, like that was the beginning of the new world that I joined army because that was the only way we thought we will be together. We had to lead a life. So our son was born in Ob Blue Star. And right after that, the husband was transferred out of there. And I was told to go on military training. Now from here comes the real drama. This is the oath of Indian Army. And most of the people do not know that when you join, the day you join army, you lose your human rights. You will go by land, by sea, by air to any place you're ordered to go at any time and do it till the peril of your life. So with a little baby in my hands, I had to move. And no reservation, nothing. This train moved in front of my eyes. I had a baby in hand, a dog, and a maid and a black box. So anyway, but that is what, then I didn't get nervous somehow or the other. And I managed to reach for the course. But the real thing came, when I handed over my 6-month-old baby to the grandparents whom he did not know at all, like honestly. And that was the time, like you really break. I broke and an officer emerged. Now, the severe pain can either take you to a very big depression or else it can bring the performance. So maybe somewhere subconsciously I chose the performance. And here is the basic course. So when we go on a basic course, we do in the morning PT, we do 3 periods of drill. And the first thing they do is we lose our identity. So if you see, there's a white patch on the chest in front and the back. And this is number 37. So from that day, there was no Madhu Bhadauria, there was only chest number 37. That is how they will refer. And holding on these classes after so many hours of PT, samosa, and jalebi was like, nightmare. But anyway, we went through a lot of very nice things like the camps, the team building, map reading, and the shooting, etc. So that in case we are stuck in any kind of a difficult situation, I didn't need it actually ever. But true fear, everything that you said came on 17th May, 87. There was no war. There was nothing on. My husband came in battle fatigues from somewhere. We were not together. And he said, we are going for an operation. And now with the surgical strikes and all, now you all know what these operations are. I knew that time what they were. And there was no way. He said, I'm going for an operation. Where, going, what, nothing. And everybody was going. So that was the time truly I was shaken. But somewhere, like some rescue comes from somewhere. So this turbulent life suddenly maybe brought me to senses, brought the human being in me alive or something, whatever it was. I was junior most person in the regiment. And I was supposed to look after everybody because I was a doctor. So I had almost 230 or 250 families to look after, their medical and their everything, along with my own work and along with my own grieving that my husband is not there, right? But what happened when the grief is collective, it hurts a little lesser, that everybody is in the same boat. And the responsibility adds some amount of compassion, care, sense of responsibility. So they say you wake up with determination and go to sleep with satisfaction. Here there was no satisfaction. Wake up with determination was fine to pass the day, but sleeping with fear every day. And this stayed like that for almost 3 years. You know what? Bad times don't last forever. So good times come in the middle. So in middle of IPKF operations, I came to Chennai. And then I met Chief and he assigned me an instant mentor. He gave my hand in Dr. Prema's hand. You'll take care of her. And there I was, I think from that time, from 87 to, no, it was 89. 89 to 95. In different levels, different things, I've been with SN. 2 years, 8-9 months, of course, I was almost full time there. And this is one time I feel I truly got a new meaning to practice ophthalmology in excellence. And somehow it did give me some kind of a meaning in life. It will be pompous to say purpose, but somewhere down the line, something sank in. Like, I don't know the word for it, but it sank in. So then after finishing all that, I came back to army and then I had to deal with all this Kargil, insurgency, I camps, you can see little babies and all that. Deal with that time when Kargil was on, my husband again was in Kargil behind the enemy lines. So like he had to be in fire every time. I don't know why, it was by luck or whatever it was. And I was in Jammu, so we were taking care of casualties, loads of casualties of all kinds. I don't think I will ever see those ghastly things I've not put here actually for this thing. Again, the good time comes. So the good time was, again, I came to Army Hospital Research and Referral. And this was a beautiful hospital. I think, again, Dr. Prema came to see Dr. K.R. Narayanan had come. So she had come to see him in our hospital. And then there was teaching, there was training, there was research, there was state-of-art equipment. Look, everything was just about hunky-dory. And that is the time when I got time to kind of publish, to do good research and do lots of things. So whatever I had learned till then, there was a place to leave your, practice your skills. So somehow, you know what, I feel that all the time I was being prepared for something. That led to AFMC, another good place. And I had the best of clientele, Sam Manekshaw, got the best of people to interact with Dr. Sohan Singh Hare, and must have been many more like that. Very good home, beautiful pets. Everything was very, very perfect, then I had a very nice experience in Nepal. I was a lone lady with 5 men, and we had to go and operate in Nepal in different places. They were supposed to be eye camps. And believe me, Nepal doesn't have toilets, nothing like that. So, you're going behind the bush. The men are guarding, funniest of things, the men guarding you and all that. And then there was a big dilemma. In Nepal, army was doing till then only ICCs. So my big dilemma, what do I do? And lo and behold, who arrives? Dr. Badrinath. He came to Pokhara. He spent an evening with me. He had dinner with me. Then I told him, sir, like, what to do? Like, I'm truly this thing. So he said, you go for IOL. And one story about it, I tell you, I was so inspired by Dr. Prema's surgery that time MH Chennai did not have a microscope. So I went on borrowing money from KC Chit Fund in Madras. I never heard of a chit fund before in my life. But I need to borrow money. So I went to KC's and they gave me chit fund. And I paid every month installments, whatever, 4,000, whatever it was. And I bought my microscope. So I took my microscope, I took the IOLs. And with Chief's blessings, that was the first time in Nepal IOLs were done on ex-servicemen of Nepal. We have Gurkha ex-servicemen in Nepal. Then there were very high-profile camps, Raksha Mantri, George Fernandez. So those camps in Bihar, Betia, we did almost 1,200 FACOs in between Bihar and UP in different parts. This is Maharashtra. So somehow or the other, I've been just stuck with camps other than my own work, like teaching and all aside. And I was very, very special to my ladies because I permit them to carry their children wherever they are. What I suffered, I didn't want them to have. So this is the little baby of one of the girls. Some places they were very nice and they were grateful for it. So my life as a wife. Normal wives live with their husbands, they have good time, and like they feed them, they pack their things and things like that. But my life with husband was that whenever I will get my leave, I'll go to him and he will always be in these horrible areas. So this the picture that you're seeing on this side. This is somewhere in JNK, but not a really nice place. This is a Indo-Pakistan border. These are Pakistani mountains, and this is a bunker. So we are sitting on top of the bunker. Underneath this bunker, we were staying. You can see the lookout. And this was eyeball to eyeball with Pakistanis. This is not my work. This is my leave. We used to eat like that wherever is possible. These were the officers' messes. This is His Highness Bhavani Singh. He was our first CO. So he came visiting in Kupwara. And he was genuinely very jealous of my husband. He thought I was his regimental medical officer and not his wife. So this is Siachen Glacier Base Camp. And this hospital that you see, the top one, this is the old hospital, and this is the new hospital made by Larsen and Toubro. As it goes, that no matter what happens to you, army will take care of you. And this is probably the only place where they have all the hyperbaric oxygen. Anybody who came to base down from the top would not die. This was another duty that you go and visit your people, those who have retired. So at this time, when I was doing all the nice things in the hospital, being a nice wife, having adventure, something was brewing in Sitapur, and that is Sitapur was going down the drain. And then only we discovered, like Dr. Mehra persuaded me, he said, "Bacha, you got to choose between being a general in army or being a savior of a national asset." Very difficult decision, but I guess we took it. Actually, we did not take it. I think my husband took it because Sitapur had a big challenge for him. I'll tell you later as to how. So it was kind of a driven by calling purpose, whatever you call, I don't know really. But it was just that somewhere deep within me, it felt that it had to be done. So we went to Sitapur. We were truly, no jokes. This is the real thing. This is the real scorpion, the spiders. This is what gun culture mafia. These were the things that greeted us out there. There was really no hospital left. Buildings were somewhat like this, broken. Equipment was practically shattered. It was almost a shut hospital. And I spoke to Dr. J.N. Rao. He said Sitapur has shut down. There's no point going there. And Dr. Badrinath said, Madhu, the HR there is very complicated. They will not let you work. But all the same, he said, but you should give a try. This is the way the HR was. These thorns, these cacti, few of them in between them were really beautiful people. Like they were all not thorns, but most of them were thorns. So this once upon a time legendary institution of the country, which was doing camps all over their outreach was all over the country from J&K to Andhra Pradesh. I don't think they did camps in Tamil Nadu, but otherwise East, West, entire places they were doing the outreach. And they were center of excellence. They had every first machine of size, whether it's a photocoagulator or it's a phaco or whatever it was. They had all the super specialties in 1956. And that's how actually Dr. B had got inspired when he went to Sitapur to get the Raja of Chettinad treated. They had school of optometry, they had school of orthoptics, they have everything that you name that was there. There were research labs, Dimox, chloramphenicol, they were researched out there. They had, there practically everything was there. But like this is the way it actually happened. We need to know because there are so many institutions in the country who have not become centurions. Now we are centurions. They all need to learn as to how they go up and die. So first thing happened, the founder died. And there was a drop. Then there were some strikes because of not such good leadership. And then finally, slowly and went down. And the down to up that coming, the downmost part was 2009 when both of us went there. So he was my hero. He was my influencer in college. And he was the cause of Sitapur downfall. Such a conflict, how to deal with it at a mental level. The best way to think is sometimes the good people make bad decisions. They're not bad. And that was the only way probably I was able to work. So my learning and inspiration has been actually 3 gurus. One, how to learn ophthalmology, Dr. M.K. Mehra. How to practice ophthalmology, be a role model, mirror your thing was Dr. Badrinath. And the person who really held my hand and would kind of help me from any part of the world he was in is Mr. Tulsiraj. And he continues to be by constantly mentoring me. And I still need it actually. So it's very important for us to understand as to why it happened. And this is a lesson I think is very, very important, that this system was built by one great leader. Dr. M.P. Mere was not a man. He was a man with light years of vision and one man who was phenomenal. But what happened, he did not build another person. His successor had to be with him and learn the values, learn how to this thing, but that was not transformed. And Dr. Mehra, though he was the best teacher, he was a very qualified surgeon, he was triple FRCS, he was very, very honest, ethical, but that was not enough. So therefore, grooming a successor early is the code word. That is what at least I have learned from this whole thing. So what did Dr. Mehra do? He was very power-centric person. He tried wrong model, like in government, you hold every power with you and then slowly give it away. He did the same thing with the not-for-profit. And that is where he really went wrong. He did not have that kind of a power, but he just controlled and responsibilities were left away. So ultimately, everything was on hearsay. And this I read in Times of India, the eye hospital that runs on ears. So slowly and slowly it all, these things. When we reached, the only thing we found in Sitapur was a challenge. And here the challenge was double because it was rebuilding here meant was undo and then do. So all the old things had to be undone. And the first old bad thing was Dr. Mehra himself. So breaking that barrier of communication was a huge, huge, huge challenge. It was a nightmare. But I had to tell him that it's not about what you keep talking, that money, you didn't have money, so you were not able to do it. The challenge is that you did not have passionate leadership. Your system was not value-based and it was not evidence-based. So let's shift the paradigm and learn from other people who have done well. And that's where I gave him the examples, the organizations that they have done so well because they have these 3 things. So then for me, we had to work. My husband was taking care of the mafia taking out and whatever, mumbo jumbo. I had to work like a one-man army, teach early in the morning, surgery, OPD, then administration by late night. But it was really bad. There was so much of hard work. Maybe I think 24 hours were not falling good those days. There was just nothing. If I tell from the beginning to end, I think I can take a few days to tell how things happened. But all I would say that I had to train a person of every grade, from Safai wala to clean the toilets practically, to cook, to OT assistants, to doctors, to optometrists and everything. But all the same, I think it paid off. It took certain number of years, but this thing. Then I was making one small mistake in the beginning. That was, I was trying to kind of fix the hospital in Ami Shankar Netrala kind of a way. Then again, I met my dear Dr. Prema, and she said, I think Arvind model will work better for you. She will not probably remember it also, but she said that word. And first thing I was connect with Mr. Tulsiraj. So HR, I told you, there were very difficult employees. Instead of reading my ophthalmology or this thing and all that, I was sitting and mugging labor laws, truly. How to sign the proper checks, how to do the finance. So all that alter butter things, that was taking most of my time. But then here, the dear husband, who was kind of always separated, was with me, was a good thing. And he had to take care of all this, all those things. But when you have not lived together, there are lots and lots of conflicts. We were almost loggerheads. But anyway, ultimately it worked out. So it's easier to bring strong children than to repair the broken men. And one really had to argue lots and lots of things. But code word was, do not give in. And then this is again a place where the actually courage came, the courage that I learned probably on the railway station came to the rescue here. Like I took it like straight. And in that, the real thing was that mother of value is trust. If your employees trust you, then there is no way it will not succeed. And that is where probably I worked. That is where I was helped by multiple people to bring that trust, be a mirror. Like this picture of this is Ladakh. So like you got to be a mirror, 100% mirror. What you preach, you be yourself. Then totally like we fixed onto that patient care is the ultimate thing. And we started everything in that way, starting from biometric attendance to electronic IHMS, then EMR, then operation theaters. So now we have all operation theaters well equipped for all the departments. They're all super specialties. Then there are diagnostics for everybody, including the paramedic diagnostics, like diagnostics and therapies like oculometry, low visions, orthoptics, all those things. So the hospital is in place. The soul of Sitapur was community. And in 2009-10, community was over. There were no free patients, not at all. So I had to restart, and here actually to my help came Chitrakoot. And then laterally I shifted to Arvind model. So we right now do all these camps, comprehensive camps, and good system. Then backbone, this again I picked up from Arvind, was these MLOP girls. So I started the simple course in 2010 or 11. First, no girls came, only boys came. Then the girls came. And then in 5-6 years, I was able to get this course recognized by the state. So all these poor girls, we take very, very poor girls who have no way to study or go anywhere else. So we educate them, feed them, and give them jobs. So right now we have almost about, I think, 200 of these girls. And they don't go away. They've not gone away as yet. So this is COVID. We learned newer things like door-to-door screenings, mobile van, things like that. And even COVID was not able to actually dampen the spirit to that extent. Within 1 year, we were back. So medical education, we have 15 seats. We have 40 optometry bachelors, then 30 these ophthalmic assistants and all the fellowships and all those things. So whatever really comprehensive organization needs, like your medical education, or HR training, management, all those things are ingrained. Now coming to money, from where did the money come? Truly, I had to start a private practice. Literally, it was like that because there was no money in the hospital, it was in debt. So again, I learned the government is not a good thing to have. because they have lots and lots of rules and regulations which are murky with like laden with corruption. It's everywhere the same thing. Donations, again, a red flag. Little bit can help, but if any hospital runs on donations, will not survive. So from patients, NGOs, INGOs, opticals, medicals, catering, whatever was possible, like everything was used. So there are multiple sources, as a result of which year long we are fine, and from the first year we have been sustained. So partnerships, Arvind, are our most important strategic partners, and they've been almost like a family. Uh, it's almost like we are two separate entities, separate hospitals, but our cooperation is actually like this. So anytime anyone needs anybody for anything, we are there. Then Site Savers were our first partners. Dr. M.P. Mehre's time, 1966, when Sir John Wilson came to India. And that's how that NPCB program had also come up. Dr. John Wilson, Dr. Mehre, and Dr. V, they went to Indira Gandhi and they got it done. Dr. Mehre was very close to all the politicians on the planet. Then Cure Blindness, Orbis International, Deep Foundation, they all help. With Cure Blindness, we have a very good program called a Corneal Blindness Prevention Program. In that, I think we have done almost 1 lakh patients. We have given the first aid on the spot, and only 0.8% patients required to come to a hospital. So that is something which is really worthwhile, other than all other programs that everybody is doing. So I'm extremely thankful to Arvind. They are game changer in at least my learning of hospital administration. They held my hand, did major capacity building work, advised, leadership training, HR support, helped in donations, whatever was possible. And these are some of the new things, like OPD and all has all been modular now. It's full EMR hospital. Even the community outreach is also EMR. Awards, she has already told, so I won't talk about it. I'm not such a dead person. I have some hobbies. So I love to cook. And this middle thing is a dish I cooked. Then I love taking pictures of these insects, anything that fascinates me. So this little boy is a patient who required squint surgery. He's on the table. And there's some macro pictures. This is scorpion looking thing is a flower. And my other hospital, and some birds, and some Ladakh beauties. And there's some calming things. The picture that you see is from the Ranikhet branch of this Trishul. It's from Ranikhet branch of Sitapur Eye Hospital. And I had a home where my peacock and my dog would sit together and chat. So and this is my little family, like me, Rana, my son, my daughter-in-law, and 2 kids, and my pets. And on the beanbag is my Millie Singh, who's looking at me at my plate as to when do I pounce. So the balance sheet of life is that what I put inside was youth, energy, family life, social commitments, human rights. And what I got was vision, I got courage, I got conviction, goals, hobbies, life skills. But in the end, I would agree with this Buddhaji, be selective with your battles. Sometimes peace is better than success, or whatever. So what satisfies is the right thing to do. And if now with this picture, the management people they'll say something like this: maverick mind, unconventional, innovative, problem solver, resilient, responsible, dare to travel unknown paths, etc., etc. But truly, I'm just that one little picture, that egg and apple together, wholesome and full of this thing. So my time in uniform is over, but being veteran is never ends. Part of Sitapur is not over. Being part of Sitapur, a century-old hospital, I think is going to be with me all the way along. And I truly plan for a dream retirement when I can live on the farm and do some farming with Rana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was very, very, very nice. Ma'am, can you unshare your stop?
I'm just doing that. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yep.
Wonderful,
Yes.
ma'am. It's really very inspiring. I think you've done so much. I think I leave it to the panel to discuss and ask more questions.
I've had fun of my life.
Dr. Prema, would you like to go first?
Ma'am, you're muted.
mute.
Ma'am. You're muted.
No. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. This was absolutely fascinating, as it always is when you chat with Madhu. She's got these endless, stories from her experiences, and I just love listening to her with all that she's done. Remarkable turnaround of a hospital that was had lost its sheen, one of the oldest hospitals, which was very well known and very reputed at one time, but had fallen by the wayside to sheer neglect, perhaps. But she had the courage to take that challenge and turn it around, which is absolutely a remarkable thing that she has done. And I want to ask her if, given her background in the military and her profession as it was taking its course along that, would you look at that point as an inflection point, Madhu, where you had to change course? Or would you look at it as if the military training had really prepared you for was preparing you for the challenges that you were about to take?
I think, life keeps preparing one for challenges, whatever are going to come in future, really. So I think military life had prepared me in one way or the other. And the dreamer bit of me of my childhood probably helped me in innovating here, because everything here had to be innovated. There wasn't anything which was written in any book that could be applied to Sitapur, because there aren't really stories like this of a turnaround. New are there. But using old things, using old people. People were so skilled in Sitapur, the OT assistants who could do a retinal surgery. I did not know SICS when I went there. And the person tells me, my OT assistant, madam, you know phaco, right? You do good phacos. So you do phacos, I'll make tunnel for you. All you do is that you make a rexis, take out the nucleus, do cortical cleanup, put the lens. And even if you don't put the lens, I'll put the lens and I'll do it. I'll close it. So that was the level of expertise. Those people needed to be nurtured. So all this required all kind of, a dreamer to dream into people's lives and get the best out of them. So I think it's all helped. And truly, I'm telling you, your ECC eyewear those days for me was like, if you were not there, probably I would have never bought the damn microscope. And I would have never started a decent surgery in my life.
Yes, very gracious of you to say that.
True, it's true. It's not gracious. It's really true.
I think Dr. PP has inspired so many of us, so I'm not surprised, ma'am.
That's so kind of you, Sujata. Yes.
And Chief was always like that, you do it, I'm there. Like,
True.
Well, may I ask you one question, ma'am? How
Yeah.
old were you when you took over Sitapur?
52.
Oh, sure. It's quite.
I'd done 25 years in army by then.
I mean, really a tough, very, very tough thing to do.
I didn't understand the challenge.
Yeah, okay.
Truly. I knew it's a challenge, but how big it is, honestly, I don't think I was able to figure out either that, or maybe when I started it, I knew where it can go. So I just carried on going.
Okay. I think it's God's hand guiding us always.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. God is kind. That is the ultimate thing, God is kind.
Most of the things you showed as output in your last slide, I think were actually inputs. The energy that you had, the positivity, the optimism, and everything that you showed as output were actually things that that were in your character.
Maybe.
Allowed you to do what you did.
It all worked, ultimately. And I have a successor. I have Shrikant Vaikar as my successor.
Dr. Shanta, you have?
Yeah, Shanta?
Yeah, I think everything that needed to be said was said. What I would like to add was that Madhu gave me the opportunity to visit her in Sitapur in December, and I saw for myself the remarkable transformation that she brought to that place. I was so humbled. I knew Madhu in 1995 when I joined SN, and she was this happy-go-lucky, hardworking, jolly, great company. That's how I knew her. And I saw her, during the meetings when she would present her material, great talks, and I learned from her experience. But this aspect of Madhu, the energy, the courage, and taking care of each and every small detail, like she was saying that she trained the ayahs, the cooks, everybody. It was just remarkable, such an eye opener. I was totally humbled, and I'm so impressed. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to listen to her, because she never talks about herself. She doesn't let anyone know what she went through to achieve this. So it was such a great opportunity for me to listen to her and understand her journey.
I think
Thank you, Shanta. And Shanta, you know what? I
Yeah.
fleeced her. She gave me money for brief cataract surgeries. She made a donation to the hospital.
Yeah, that is such an easy thing to do. The more difficult thing would have been to come there, help you operate or do something else, take care of something else. Giving money is the easiest thing to do. So don't give me any credit for
No, I'll involve you in teaching. Don't you worry about it.
that.
You
So
can do
maybe
it online.
yeah.
I would really request everybody to please teach my kids, because we have a little bit of paucity of teachers. So really, this is my request to everyone. Online is available now. So it's good if they learn from people who are the masters of the game.
Absolutely. Actually, when
Yes, definitely.
Shanta was telling about how she trained every aspect, it's a leaf out of Chief's book. Chief used to instruct everybody, even the attender, what he should do, how he should talk to the patient. I think all of us from Shankar Netralia have grabbed that from him, that, meticulous
yeah.
attention to detail is something we take from Chief.
Divya, somewhere I can see Divya in the background. Divya, where are you hiding?
Divya, I'd asked her to come in, all the TNOA Managing Committee. Thank you, ma'am. Any further questions, or
Thank you
let's
so
see if
much.
there's any questions.
Madhu, I want to know, you've seen, generations actually. You worked with a newer, you were trained in one particular way. You mentioned how important it was to have that discipline instilled, the almost, with a cane in his hand, Dr. Badrinath would ensure that we practice certain protocols. The subsequent generations have a very confident and a very intelligent generation. Do you see, but they have a different, they don't learn from textbooks like we did. They have their library on their phones. How would you train the subsequent generations of fellows and residents who come to you at Sitapur?
Actually, the time of giving knowledge is over. So if any one of us thinks that we're going to impart knowledge to students, I think we'll be actually a disaster in that case. Now, where we have to probably work on them, we have to work on them as to how should they learn, and actually what should they really learn, what is more relevant for them, because that is not what anybody gives, and what the relevance, which is with their environment. Like, it is not that you know about a corneal ulcer, but you know a corneal ulcer, it happens. How will you treat at different stages? A treatment is written, but a patient comes to you. So exactly the very accurate diagnosis and treatment. So therefore, it has to be kind of presented to them in a very different manner. How to the application of knowledge, actually. Knowledge they will have, but applications are not yet at least in the market that I see till now. The application of knowledge is not there. So that is the way that we are shifting towards the application of the knowledge. Then also more use of technology, which is the technology is going to come. It's not going to go away anywhere. So if AI is there, let them judiciously learn to use AI and not use like a chat GPT, like a Google. It's not a Google. So that is the second thing to do. And third, or what I would say at the priority one, the first thing I would teach, I do teach the students They need to learn the values, like your things like your integrity, your trust, your honesty. These are the value parameters, because that is what holds the patient, that is what holds your family, that's what holds your colleagues together. So at least in Sitapur, these things are kind of taught. Vision, mission, values, I didn't bring in here because it becomes very lengthy. But we have all these things structured out, and the first initial classes are only these, and they're taught exactly what do we mean by this. And in the end, everybody is not equal. So that compassion bit, not to be taught, but it has to be done and shown, and be with them, like run with them for the compassion. So that's how probably the training will have to be. That's what we're working. That's the way we're doing it now.
Absolutely.
Dr. DC, you wanted to ask a question? Dr. DC?
Madam Chandrasekhar, madam.
Yep.
I should say absolutely fantastic rendition, madam, and very, very inspirational. Actually, I am the odd man, black sheep here amongst all top stalwarts, but it was very inspirational, and I can tell I'm going to share this YouTube link with all my people I know, asking them to look at it, madam. Absolutely. Actually, I told madam after 15-20 minutes I may have to leave, but I could not stop hearing or watching it. And the way you rendered it, the storyboard was absolutely perfect and multifaceted. I'm sure many will learn a lot of things from this. At this point in time, I think I have not spoken to my chief. We are willing to take classes for all your postgraduates. We do run a forum also. In TNOA, we have something called Namma Padasalai. We'll invite your PGs to attend our online classes, and definitely it will be very useful for them. Thank you so much once again, madam.
Thanks a
TNOA
lot.
is honored by your presence.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is a centurion year. So
Yes.
like 26 to 26. So I would really request this year to be something different in basically in the area of education, because I'm focusing a lot more out there now instead of being Shrikant Vaikar is taking care of the rest of it. He's also your student. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of TNOA, we are extremely grateful that you accepted to speak. And I mean, you were saying, you know, I wouldn't agree with the legend, but I'm sure all of us here and everybody who has heard you and who knows about you will definitely agree that you are definitely a legend. And we really cannot come across many of you, many people like you. So it is really an eye-opener for us, and it's such a wonderful evening to hear what you have done. I'm sure all of us are inspired by this, and we want to do more. Actually, I thought I'll retire because I'm now 62. But now after hearing you, I don't think I can retire for another 10 years.
I'm becoming 70 next month.
Yeah.
You don't look it.
Of course, I will, like I am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so,
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
It's so
Thank you,
nice.
Dr. Chandra, for being with us this evening and making it very interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
you.
Now Divya's come.
Yeah, she
Hi,
was
madam.
asking for you.
Yeah,
Divya, she
hello,
was
madam.
asking for you.
Hi,
Yes,
hi.
yes, madam. I just reached home. I was traveling, so I didn't turn on my camera. So, yeah. Lovely, lovely talk, madam. So inspiring. I've heard part of it, but this is truly inspiring,
Nice.
madam.
Chandrasekhar will share the link with you.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes.
It's
Yeah,
on
Thanks,
YouTube.
thanks,
It's on the
sure,
YouTube.
sure. It's already on YouTube, madam.
Already on YouTube,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Where's that
Thank you, ma'am.
checkout gone?
Bye.
8 minutes.
Bye-bye.
It's here. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.